What's going on, everybody? I messed up my camera already. That's cool. But it's only a 3-game slate. Welcome to the Daily Fantasy Show, brought to you by DFO. It is Halloween. We have a 3-game slate tonight. Not the most attractive slate, but let's get to it. First game of the night, we have the Vegas Golden Knights in New York to face the Rangers. Vegas is on a back-to-back. What's going on? Welcome. This is a short slate, but I will still get a video out for you guys. So let's do it. So yeah, we have the Knights and the Rangers. Oscar Dansk got hurt last night. The Knights are on their 4th goalie. The Islanders broadcast was calling him Max Legacy. He was going by Maxime Legacy in the minors last year, but I don't think it really matters. I think the Rangers are clearly in play here. I don't know if DK, FanDuel, or I know DFO has the lines updated, but according to practice yesterday, yes, this is a Mark Sanchez jersey. By putting this on, I am going as the bum Mark Sanchez for Halloween. The Rangers did switch up their lines. It is Mika Zibanejad, Chris Kreider, and they finally moved Pavel Buchnevich up to the top line. I've loved that line. It's my favorite Rangers combination. I am a homer, but it's a 3-game slate and going all in on that line. I also like the second line, which is, that first line is awesome. The second line is Hayes, Zuccarello, and Nash. Yes. So I love the top 2 lines tonight. The third line is Davy Descharnais, JT Miller, Jimmy Vesey. Fast got dropped to the 4th line. I think the top 3 lines for the Rangers are in play tonight. I love the top 2 lines. On a short slate, 6-man stacking, Josh stacking, as some of you might know it as, definitely in play. I think there's a couple ways to do it here. You can go just the top 6, and I think that's a cool way to do it. You want to use the top line and 2 of the forwards or center. You can use Hayes, Nash, Hayes, Zuccarello, Nash, and use like Shattenkirk on the blue line. I think that's also in play. If you're doing that, even though Lundqvist hasn't been great, I think you got to lock him in as the goalie. Vegas is on a back-to-back. They aren't very good on the road. They're an expansion team. They have their 98th string goalie in there. The backup is a 7th-round draft pick from the Dallas Stars last year. I don't know anything about him. He's probably shitting his pants. He looks like he's 12. Maybe he is 12. He's pissed that he's not going trick-or-treating tonight. But I think that is in play. On the flip side, if you aren't using Lundqvist, yes, I am doing that. If you aren't using Lundqvist, I do like the Neil line for Vegas. Neil, Eakin, Perron. The Rangers have been shown to be shaky defensively. They did mix up their D pairs, it looks like, and Holden is out, but Matt Pumple is paired with Mark Stahl. Holy crap, that is awful. So hopefully they get sheltered and see, like, I do not. You know where to find me. I'm on Twitter. What was I talking about? Yeah. I lost my train of thought. Oh, Pumple and Stahl is probably the worst D pair in the history of life. NHL, Beverly Hills, because Beverly Hills is not part of this country. or the Earth. It's like completely separate. It's a whole new world over there. But that's, if they're going to see any of the knee line, I want some exposure to the knee line. Almost anything's in play on a short slate, so you can go there. My preferred plays on the blue line for the Rangers would be Shattenkirk, McDonough, Shea in that order. For Vegas, if Shea Theodore's in, I love him tonight. Colin Miller at 3,700 is also in play. Again, if you look at DFO on the daily article that we put out, I have Hank maybe biasedly rated number 1 for goalies tonight. He's definitely top 2 for me. Max Legacy, however he goes by now. I don't really have any interest. He played last night. He looked awful positioning wise. I think the Rangers are just going to eat him up. So let's go to the second game. We got the Arizona Coyotes going to Detroit to face the Red Wings. I believe the Coyotes are in a back-to-back. I forgot who played yesterday because scoring was so high. Oh yeah, they did. They beat the Flyers in overtime for the first win of the season. Scott Wedgwood is in net again. Not a huge fan of Scott Wedgwood. Blashill still a donkey. Has Marty Firk on the fourth line. I know AD has his value play. I don't blame him. Yeah, I had Philly yesterday too. That kind of sucked. I mean, on a normal slate, that'd been awesome because they had Couturier had 8 DK points. Provorov was the play, had 11 DK points, but Florida went bonkers. New York Islanders went bonkers. So scoring was so high. I put up I think 47.6 on DK yesterday in the $360 Spinorama, and I did not cash all the sads. But anyway, back to this game. Wedgwood's going back to back. It's not an ideal situation. The Red Wings aren't very good, but I love Detroit tonight. I just think they're just going to run a gauntlet on Wedgwood. It's only his, I think, second start in 14 months in the NHL. I love the top 2 lines, especially Mantha, Athanasiou, and Larkin. I also like Zetterberg, Nyquist, and Tater Tots, Tomas Tatar. You like when I say beating a dead horse? I beat a dead horse a lot because I repeat myself a bunch. Yeah? Are you just trying to get me to laugh? It almost worked. Anyway, I think 6-man stacking the Red Wings is definitely in play. I love the top 2 lines. Zetterberg is cheap. He's under 6,000. The second line is super cheap. Andreas Athanasiou, super fast, super cheap. I love that second line. Bunch of kids, bunch of studs. If you want to leave one of the forwards or centers off, Mike Green's definitely the play there. Again, no interest in Wedgwood in net. I don't think you have to go there. There's no reason to get tricky. Even though anything's in play on a 3-game slate, I think there's no reason to go there, especially with his, him going back to back, his legit second start in the NHL in the past year and a couple months. On the flip side, I think Arizona one's in play. I try to stay focused. Arizona one's in play for me. I am not a big believer as Jimmy Howard as some of the other people. I think the top line of Derek Steffen, Clayton Keller, Max Domi is definitely in play. As I say almost every show, Clayton Keller is awesome to watch. He's only 18. He's definitely going to be a front runner for the Calder. Oliver Ekman Larsson's only 4,300. which is super cheap for him. Jason Demers is 3,200, I believe. If you look at the article, I believe I put Christian Dvorak as my value play. He's 3,500, I believe. That second line is cheap. You just got to see who it is. If Duclair is on that line, I definitely like it. I know he was a healthy scratch last game, but as a back-to-back, something to monitor. You can check Daily Faceoff for that. Again, no interest in Wedgwood. I do have some interest in Jimmy Howard just because it is a 3-game slate. There aren't many good options. Jimmy Howard can have a good game. I'm just not as high. Like if it was a big slate, like if it was an 8-game slate, I probably wouldn't have much, if any, Jimmy Howard. But since it's a 3-game slate, I think you have to put him in play. Again, I love the top 2 lines for Detroit tonight. Mike Green on the blue line. For Arizona, the top line is in play. If you're not using Howard, I love Clayton Keller. He's one of my favorite young kids to watch. Again, OEL is super cheap. Jason Demers, no interest in Scotty Wedgwood. Yeah, that is not a good point. Henrik Lundqvist is only 7,400. Jimmy Howard is the most expensive goalie on the slate at 8,200. I do not like to spend up at goalie on a big slate. Again, it's a short slate. I don't know if salary is going to... Sorry, I froze there. Here we go. I don't know if salary is going to be a huge issue tonight, but if you have the salary and you're using the Red Wings, I don't mind paying up for Jimmy Howard. So yeah, let's move on to the third game of the night. We have the Winnipeg Jets traveling to Minnesota to face the Wild. Connor Hellebuck against, looks like Stalock. Dubnik's getting a rest. Nino Niederreiter may be back. He's probably a game-time decision. I did not check before I came on, which I probably should have done. Yeah, I don't know why DK doesn't have Kunin in the player pool. That makes 0 sense because he was in there before. He has not missed a game. That kind of sucks. But the top line for Minnesota, as it stands, is definitely one of my top options tonight, which is Mikko Koivu, Mikael Granlund, and the speedster Jason Zucker. Definitely one of my favorite tonight. They told me because he was sent down Sunday, not called up. That's just a load of crap because they can add a player in like 3 seconds if they really wanted to. They just have to send out a tweet saying, hey, we put him in. He's going to collect points. Hoorah. But, yay. Minnesota won, definitely in play. You want to pay up for Suter, cool. Spurgeon also in there for me. Yeah, Parisi hasn't played since like the Ronald Reagan administration. He's been out with like 37 back surgeries, and he's in the player pool. For me, for Winnipeg, I think both lines are in play. I prefer the second line when using them on the road. Little, Line Ehlers. I know the first line went off at home the other night. Scheifele, Connor, and Wheeler. I prefer to use them at home. It's just a preference. They won't be seeing the Koivu line, which gives them a bump. So I like Little, Ehlers, and Line. If you can fit Bufflin on the blue line, go for it. I think Trouba's a decent option. I do believe in Rick Nash tonight. I always believe in Rick Nash. The dude has been super good. He's been super unlucky. He's been hitting every post. I think he's trying to play 3-bar with Wolf the Dentist Stanton. If you've seen Mighty Ducks, that's my awful Mighty Ducks reference for the day. But again, for Winnipeg, I think Josh Morrissey is a solid punt option. I have Hellebuck as my second-rated goalie tonight in GPPs. I think he's a decent option. I know they're bad. Winnipeg is awful defensively. I know they have a terrible PK. Minnesota depth bothers me. once you get past that top line. Hellebuck has been very good this season. I think he's a tad underrated because he's still really like a prospect. He didn't really get a fair shake the past few seasons just because of how bad Winnipeg has been. Stalock, I have minimal interest in Stalock. I think you can go there again. Anything's in play for me, other than really Wedgwood or Legacy or Legacy, whatever he's going by now. Who knows? But in a GPP, anything's possible. Yeah, your friends are probably right. But yeah, so that covers this awesome 3-game slate. Again, AD's Adams line matching article has gone premium. So if you want access to that, you can check out the price page on Daily Faceoff. You get the article, you get projections. Where did I get my Marvin Jones throwback? I actually got it from Marvin Jones, but that's a story for another time. So you get 80's article, you get projections, you get the optimizer, one for cash, one for GPP. You get premium chat with yours truly. It's awesome. You really need to check it out. It's definitely, the juice is worth the squeeze. You come hang out with us. We win some money. We celebrate. High five. Also, make sure to check Daily Faceoff for up-to-the-minute lines and goalie confirmations. So, that's that. So, again, if you want to follow me on Twitter, which doesn't really, my handle is JRH002DFS. But again, if you're watching this live, I have some groupies. But if you're watching this live, you already have my Twitter handle, so I don't know why I'm plugging myself. But again, happy Halloween. Get some candy. Eat some candy. Go to the dentist. I don't know. Don't scare the kids. Win some money. We'll see you tomorrow for the big slate. I'm also going to be doing a free article tomorrow with some cash plays, one stud, a couple values in each position. So look forward to that. I will be doing the show as well. So we'll see you in chat, and then we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys. Peace.